Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here to work on So Many Books, So Little Time by Diamond Art Club. It is a 56 by 109 and all I have done is this. I started this last year, but I haven't worked on it at all. And we're gonna start with number 3, which is DMC 165. And yes, I started that last year and you know, I was doing really good. And then I broke my wrist and then everything kind of went downhill after that. I started another diamond painting, which she was cute, Pirate Arabella. And everything was going fine on that one until I found a huge error on the canvas. And then I just could not finish it. So I'm like, why would I finish that? And then I just totally, it just kind of took me out of diamond painting altogether. I thought I was going to do a whole bunch this summer while we were camping because we were seasonally camping all summer. Nope. My friend and I were going to do some together. She didn't even crack hers open. At least I, well, I don't know what's worse because at least hers, is still all in the box and all nice and secure. I kind of separated, kitted up mine. So I have another diamond painting all kitted up, and I think I did maybe like 10 diamonds on it. That's it. And then I started again, I think at the beginning of November. And I was like, I'm going to diamond paint at least twice a week. And I'm going to make a video and I'm going to upload them on Saturday and Sundays because that's usually when I don't put up videos. Like, because my channel is primarily scrapbooking. And then I was like, gotta start December daily. And once I started that kind of took over my life. And then I had a virtual crop and did that. And here we are Friday. So there's no way I can do 2 for the weekend. I was going to do one yesterday morning and I just totally forgot. I was pretty busy yesterday. So here we are. Today I'm going to do at least, hopefully an hour. And when I looked to see like the time, I noticed that my camera wasn't angling the right way. Like it was not this way. It was, anyway, it's fixable in iMovie, but it's like one extra step. So I just fixed it because stuff like that just bothered me. So I need to fix it right away. So yes, the thing keeps coming out of here. Now, some people put a comment and said to put a glue dot in your pen and to put not a small one, like a bigger one. The problem is all I have is micro dots. So I'll have to buy some glue dots and try that because this does drive me bananas. I did order, I guess there's metal of those too. Somebody else said that. So I ordered it a long time ago. And it says it's going to be here before December 31st. And it must be at least 5 weeks that I've ordered that. And it was on Amazon. It's like, man, it's going to take forever. But it'll be here eventually. And, I'll try them on here. I know there's those crayons too. I don't even know where I put them. They're not in this kit. Anyway, I don't like them. I know everybody's raving about them. I don't like them at all. I don't know if it's because I'm a heavier pusher on the diamond. So they the wax crayon keeps like pushing down, and no. So I had two. I bought two, and then I have these pens that my husband made. So I have a ton of those. So I'm going to be using those. Okay. I don't know how much of this I'll get done today. Hopefully quite a bit. I found that I've slowed down a lot too. I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure my eyes need to be checked again. I probably need some new glasses. But with everything going on, I'm going to push it as long as I can because it's not good here. It's not good here right now. So I'm going to push it. I'm telling you, I won't go in too many details because it's a little difficult to talk about. A lot of it I'm still processing, but let's just say it was a hard month in November and December. I know we're only December 3rd today, but already it's not been a good month. We had some horrible, terrible news in our family. And anyway, like two terrible news. Anyway, I'm just gonna talk about other stuff because this is why I'm doing this, is to, keep my mind occupied. And then something happened at hockey too, and it's like, oh, people are frustrating. Some people just don't have any finesse at all. And you know that saying, you can say anything to me and I'll probably forgive you. Well, maybe that's just my saying, I don't know. But attack my kids and it's not gonna, we're gonna go down. Something's gonna go down. Anyway, so one of the parents, and he's known for being a troublemaker, and even like my husband's a coach, and the kid is a really good hockey player. Like he's not amazing, but he's a good hockey player, and because they pick, the best players come up, and each team, to make the team fair, and his name came up and nobody was picking him because the dad is a troublemaker. Just to say how bad it is. And so anyway, my husband looked at the other coach and said, I feel bad for the kid. Like, it's not the kid's fault, and he's a good kid. He was up there for 4 rounds. 4 rounds, nobody, like, he would be down to the last name and they'd be like, put more names on. Because his dad is that bad. He got suspended from the bench last year. Like, he's just bad news, man. Anyway, so we have to deal with him because my husband felt bad for the kid. Which the kid is not a too bad kid up to now. Although last year, because he wasn't picked to be on the AAA team and Mason was, the next time they played hockey, as soon as they got on the ice, that kid went up to Mason and told him he was a piece of shit and he was no good for nothing. Yeah, so, yeah, not good. Which we told Mason, because they were on the same soccer team this summer, and now they're on the same hockey team. So we said, you're going to have to be the bigger person and just let bygones be bygones, because he's possibly going to be on your teams over and over again, because he is a good player, so he could potentially make AAA eventually too. And so anyway, Mason took it like a champ, I'm just gonna say. When the kid, he was like, he just looked at the kid and he was like, okay. And then when he came around the second time and told him he was no good for nothing, he just said, hey buddy, you have anger issues. Like, you need to do that. And we told Mason, we said, you know, that's going to happen more and more, because it's a psychological game and it's not right, but people will do that to get into your head, to make it so that you don't have a good game. I'm just going to say that game, Mason took that energy, extra energy that he had, and he scored 7 goals. And that's what I told him. Put that energy like that. And then that exact same game, he's a good little shooter, so he shot on the goalie, and the goalie made an amazing save. Amazing save. Now, we've always told Mason, like, you're a goalie, you know, when he does an amazing save, you tap him on the shin guards. We said never, ever, ever, ever do that to the opposing team, because they will take that as an aggression, not like a good job, and you could get a penalty. But I said, there's nothing wrong. I mean, you're all kids, so there's nothing wrong to say to the other goalie, hey, bud, that was an amazing save. Like, so anyway, as he wrapped around, he went over and he said, good save. Like, that was a good save. And this kid comes up and starts like pushing him and says, what are you saying to my goalie? And he looks at him and he said, I told him good save. And the kid was like, and the goalie is like, they all know each other, right? They all go to the same schools. Like, anyway, they've been playing for years together. So even though they're not on the same team this year, they might be next year, or they were in the past. So to him, they're all his friends. Like, yes, hockey's hockey, and he's going to play. He's not going to let his friend score because he's on the, like, he's going to try and stop him. Like, he's going to play the game. But anyway, but he thought that was pretty funny when he got off the game, get off the bench. He was like, oh, okay. So that's going on. We got that to deal with. So I was just like, I need, between the icky stuff going on and hockey, it's just not letting go. Not letting go. And I'm doing December daily. Ooh, how am I going to do that? Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a picture. Okay, before I forgot, I just wanted to take a picture because I'm doing December daily. And if you're not a scrapbooker, December daily is basically you take pictures every day. And December's a nice month to do it because, you know, it's pretty busy with everything that, you know, with Christmas and everything. But it's basically, you know, you take a picture every day and then you just document everything in your day. And I don't just do like big stuff. You know, I'll document that I'm doing laundry that day. So later when I put a load of laundry on, I'll put it. One thing I'm doing is every day I'm taking a picture of the weather app so I know what the weather was like. And then you just kind of decorate the, you know, I do it project lifestyle, and what that basically means is it's all 3x4 and 4x6 cards, and I just then print my pictures. I have a Canon Selfie, which is just a little printer for pictures. I print them all. So if that sounds, you know, like something that you'd be interested in seeing, I have a playlist on my YouTube channel, and I'm doing that. It's just fun. Like I like going back to the other years and seeing, you know, everything that we did that year, just mundane stuff, you know, like, so that's pretty cool. So I'm working on that, but I thought I would take an hour, start with diamond painting today. I'll put up at least one diamond painting video this week. I didn't do any for last week and the week before because of everything that was going on. So I thought one is better than nothing, right? So, and what I just realized the other day, I put up a video a day for the entire month of November. That's crazy. And I don't know if I can keep the pace up for the month of December, but I'm sure gonna try, right? And so that's pretty cool. Okay. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm just working on this area here. I just kind of opened up a little section. These things here I got on Amazon. It says it's for, you know, to put on diamond paintings. And I just don't like the clear stuff. I don't like the way it crinkles when you open it up. It just drives me insane. Is that the right one? Yeah. Up there, it just looked like the wrong color. I hope to goodness they didn't use the same symbol and just different colors. That drives me crazy when diamond painting companies do that and they just change the color. It's like, hello. Even, you know, like even this, like there's no need of that. One going this way, one going, it's too close and it's both greens. Because yes, they are going the different way, but I find once you look at symbols for so long, it can all look, if the symbol is too close, you can forget whether it was going this way or that way. So there is enough symbols in the world, you know, make sure they're all different. Use numbers. Who cares if it's numbers and not a symbol? You know, you got 9 numbers you can use from 1 to 9. Anyway, just a little soapbox rant. One thing that's been really good is I have not been buying any diamond painting. I'm totally just gonna work on the ones I have. I have so many, like hundreds. And I saw the other day that they're gonna be selling some Harry Potter ones and I'm like, oh, awesome, but no. I gotta do what I have. I have enough. It's like books. I have so many books to read and I am so not in the mood to read books lately. It's kind of sad. I read a chapter last night. A chapter. It was like 15 pages. That's so sad. It's going to take me like 3 months to read a book. It's almost a 500-page book too. And I'm like, that's not good. So I think today I'm going to try and read 50 pages. I got to finish that book. And it's not that I don't like the book. I don't know, maybe everything, it's just everything that's going on. Just can't. And I'm busy on top of it. And when I'm really stressed like that, I tend to even do more. And what that does, yes, it keeps your mind busy, but it's exhausting. So then I just like exhaust myself out. So I'm hoping tonight, this weekend for sure. We didn't put up our Christmas tree yet because Mason had two hockey days in a row. So we went to that, and by the time you get home, it's exhausting. So We didn't do the Christmas tree. So we're either tonight or tomorrow. I think he only has hockey on Sunday. So that, wow, like amazing. It leaves us all this time to actually do stuff. We're actually gonna have time to do stuff. Yay. Don't get me wrong. I love hockey, but there you go. But it'll be nice to do that. There's a few other things that we want to get done around the house. We want to reorganize our garage. We bought a little shed. It's actually for where we camp like all summer, where we stay there all summer. We want to have a little shed, but we built it now and we're going to use it here for the winter. So there's some stuff we need to move over to that. And then we got some shelving for free. That was awesome. That we want to put in our garage. And it gets pretty cold in there in the winter time, but it doesn't freeze. So a lot of our groceries, like potatoes and that kind of stuff, can go in there, but we want to get it all cleaned up and, you know, looking awesome. And so we're gonna do that. And then what else? Oh, I have an extra bedroom here and I want to turn that into my soap room. And I have all this stuff, like I have so much, you know, like little different tables and furniture, and I'm gonna set it all up. And I have a ton of soap making stuff, so I want to get it all organized and get it all nice and going, because I want to start that. I'm hoping in January. That's why I want to take the month of December to totally get organized, and then everything will go smoothly, right? I don't like spending a whole bunch of time looking for this and looking for that. No, I want everything all organized, all in one place. Plus I want to make it, like right now, if I do any kind of, you know, soaps or shampoo bars or conditioner bars, I clean for like an hour and a half and vacuum and clean everything up. And then I tell my son, keep the dog in the room. And then, you know, I'll make all this stuff, and then there's a lot of cleanup after. So it's like an afternoon, you know, a whole afternoon just to do one thing. So that room, I'm gonna take everything out, clean it, like everything, wash the walls, like everything. And then put everything in, clean everything as we bring stuff in. And then even when I walk in, keep the door shut at all times. And even if there's a little crack under the door, I'm gonna get my husband to put a stopper on the other side. So when I shut the door, nothing can even go under the door. And when I go in there, I'm gonna put a hairnet and always keep the door shut. And obviously, you know, always clean, but then it's like awesome. And then before I go in there, I just need to vacuum the area, you know, outside the door and all this stuff and walking up to it. But it's not like an hour of an hour of cleaning before I do anything. So I'm kind of anxious to see what kind of little area. I bought a metal table, just a small one. Those tables are not cheap, so I just bought a small one because I figure just enough so I can do the exact, you know, the product that I need, the product I'm doing, whether it's shampoo bars, soaps, whatever it is, and then clean off the table, put everything back where it goes, and then move on to the next product that I'm making. So I'm going to go with 47, which is 3371, which is like a dark brown. And they're all there. So I'd like to finish that little section there. Geez, we've only been going for 11 minutes. But I guess the time before that was like 2 or 3 minutes and probably 8 minutes. So we'll say about 25. So another 25 minutes. So we'll stop at like 37. Because I'd like to do at least an hour. Like, I'm never going to get this thing done. And this is probably one of the only ones. I'm just taking off my sweater because now I'm smoking hot. I could drink a coffee. This is probably one of the only ones where I definitely want to hang it up in my bedroom, you know, next to my bookcases. So I want to finish it. I should be looking for a frame. So if you do diamond painting, tell me, did you have a goal and did you achieve your goal for this year? Like, how many did you get done? I got 0 completely finished. 0. Now, I have to say, I've read 83 books, which I am not going to make. I don't think I'm going to do my, what do you call it? My goal this year, the first time in like 5 years. I don't know. I might put a push on if I can just get my head into it. But, because 1 month this summer, I read 17 books. So it's doable. Definitely doable. I just need to basically read a book every couple days. So I have to put 3 or 4 hours on this, and I just have so many other things to do. But we will see. We'll see. I'll do what I can do, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Now, scrapbooking is the one thing that I probably blew all my goals that I had for that. So I've done tons of layout, tons. So did pretty good with that. So it's, you know, it's December. It's time to start thinking of those goals again for 2022. Ugh, that's insane. I sure hope 2022 is going to be a better one. I think everybody's just, you know, mentally exhausted. It's not even physically. Everyone's just mentally exhausted. Like I said, I try to keep myself busy, but the only way I can do it is to be doing it physically. So if I could read and change my mind, I would do it, and I'd probably get, but I can't concentrate. I can't concentrate. I'm going to try again. Last night I read a chapter, but it was really late. It was almost 11 when I read the chapter, so I was like, I can't read more than one. Like, I'm exhausted. So I went to bed. So tonight, actually this afternoon, I'm going to set the timer, and then I'm going to put any kind of phone, computer, I'm going to put it away from me, and I'm going to read for an hour. Not look around, not just read. So that's going to be my thing this afternoon. I need to finish that book. And for some reason, I used to be able to read 4 or 5 books all at once, but I've been so bad with concentration that I can only now concentrate on one book, like one story. So that just goes to show that, you know, concentration is just not there. Just not there. So I think putting up the Christmas tree this weekend will do us good. I might make a list of the different like little baking things I want to do and make the grocery list for it too. Because because we don't want to go at the grocery store too many times. So I want to make sure that I have everything that we need and, you know, go from there. Okay, so that was 3371. Let's put that back. Let's do, what is that? Number 40? Yeah, I have it out. Because I wanted to finish that section. It's done, that's good. Now I'm gonna do all those little plus signs. They're not, they're hashtag, I guess. Not a plus sign. Hashtag. Okay. So is there any traditions that you guys do at Christmas time that you like? I like to do some baking. I don't think I want to do too much. I like to lose weight, so I don't want to gain a bunch of weight. But if we're able to go at my mom's, I like to be able to bring stuff. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even feel like Christmas shopping. Are you guys like that too? Like I don't feel like doing anything. I'm gonna have to, like, and especially ordering stuff on Amazon. I definitely don't want to go in a store. So I have to order stuff in order to make it here on time. And actually, a lot of this stuff I'm going to be making is going to be handmade. I'm going to be making handmade vanilla. Now I'm going to tell them, you know, don't use it for, it's a minimum of 3 months. I wish I would have thought of that like a bit ago, but I didn't. So just put it in your cupboard, use it. It's supposed to be amazing. So I may or may not do that. I may do it this year and just gift it to them next year because there's other stuff I can do. Because a year is when they say it's even better. So I might do it this year for next year. So do that. And then I have soaps, shampoo bars, conditioner bars, bath bombs. What else? Tons of stuff that I make. So I'm going to be making those, but I'm okay for the soap, and it's good because soaps need to cure for 46 weeks, so I have enough soaps. But body cream, body lotion, like I make all that. So I'm going to be making those, and those, the day you make it, they're good. And I have all the containers for it and all that stuff. So I'm good on that side. So I'm going to be making some of those. I'm making a t-shirt for everyone. We're going to have matching PJs. I got a sublimation. Well, I got a regular printer, but I'm turning it into a sublimation printer. And so I was going to put it together this week, but my regular printer that I use to print like bigger pictures and also to print my digital files, because we sell digital files for scrapbooking, that printer wasn't working anymore. It was the printer head. I don't think I had, my printer's like 6 years old, which yes, the first few years I wasn't using it very often, but the last year and a half, almost 2 years, it'll be 2 years in March, I've been using it a ton. I jimmied all my, or MacGyvered, if you will, all my ink cartridges they're now refillable. And one time I did the math, and if I would have bought all those ink cartridges for the amount of time that I refill my ink cartridges, I would have spent in the last year $10,000 on ink refills. Who can afford that? Nobody. So I shouldn't say nobody, but I can't afford it. So I converted my cartridges and I refilled them, and I got, you know, first I got 4-ounce bottles from precisioncolor.com. And then when those were almost out, I went and ordered an 8-ounce bottle of each color because my printer takes 8 colors. It's a Canon Pro Pixma Pro 100, which they're not even available anymore. There's another version, and they're not a cheap printer. So, and then I had just opened my 8-ounce thing, like containers or bottles, I guess they're called, ink bottles. And my printer started doing that, and I'm like, oh no. As soon as I bought those inks, I'm like, printers don't last forever. Maybe I shouldn't have bought that big. So now we're gonna do the arrows, which is DMC 300. But anyway, so then I went online, did a bunch of research, you know, how can I clean my printer head? I should have done a video, maybe next time, which I'm gonna also Google how often, you know, if you use your printer a lot, which I do. I refill my print, like my inks once or twice a month, like every month, and some months it's more than that. And so I'm gonna, and next time because I didn't know if it was gonna work. It worked. It took me about 6 hours, which seems like a long time, right? But so much better than spending another $800 or $1,000 on a good printer. So 6 hours of my time, it was worth it. And I did it all by myself. I didn't ask my husband to help me. I just went ahead. I did the research on my own, and I did the whole thing. So yay me. So that, and I did that yesterday. All that to say, I was going to get my sublimation printer ready. I thought, oh, I'll just do the 2 printers in one day. No. That one thing took me forever. But those ink cartridges, because I just didn't clean the print head, I cleaned up all the print cartridges, and they ended up looking like new, like the sponge, new, just like new. And then you have to do certain things to make sure that, you know, they're completely dry. And then there's water that ends up at the top. You have to make sure to take that out. Like I said, it was a process, a lot of research. And then one of the main things that people were saying was to get ammonia to clean. I could not find ammonia. So I found, oh, look, those 2 little dots. There's some there. I'm going to finish that. So I found another recipe, and it said to use propylene glycol. And guess what? I had that for body skincare making. So I'm like, right on. So I used that, and it worked amazing. So that was awesome. Got that done. So I felt good. That was a good accomplishment, you know, because I can tell you, when I started that, I was like, I had the doubts. I had the doubts when I was trying to get the water out of that little chamber at the top of the ink cartridge. I'm like, I didn't have the right size of syringe, and that was the one thing. I just had a tiny, tiny syringe. So I did order 60 milliliter syringe, because it's going to make that pressure to, you know, because you have to suck it out. It's going to make it a whole lot easier. So that's number 23 right there. There's only 2. So let's get that done. 23. See, I have my containers just with numbers, and I also put on the bottom. And then that way, because that's the part I hated the most, was to put the DMC number on all the containers. This way, when I'm done with this, I can just empty those You know, do whatever you want. Keep them, throw them out, whatever. But then that saves me a whole step. And I bought one of those containers that has, you can fit 60 colors. So I can go pretty big, you know, a pretty big diamond painting. And I put one on the bottom because if I end up opening more than one, I want to make sure that I can match the cover to the bottle really easily. Okay, I think I want to do that. And where is that? See, again, they use the same symbol twice. What? No way. They used the same symbol 3 times and just rotated it. No. There's too many symbols. See, it's here, here, and here. I know they're different, but when you do so many in so many symbols, you get kind of, you know, you just think of that one symbol. What way it's facing is kind of, I shouldn't have to think of that. Symbol's enough to remember what symbol I'm on. Okay, where are we at? 27, so 10 more minutes. So what was I talking about? Oh, just getting, you know, different things ready for Christmas. I want to make a list. My favorite cookies. Maybe share some, you know, the name of your favorite recipe. I know it'd be much to share the recipe itself, but some favorite cookie recipes. Shortbread cookies are definitely my favorite. I'm going to be doing those. There's another one. It's called Reindeer Turd. Love those. It's basically like a shortbread crumb, not crumb, base. And then you put a thumbprint and then you put caramel in there. And then you crush walnuts. And before you do the thumbprint, you dip your cookie in the walnut crumbs. And then you drizzle chocolate. OMG. They are so good. But again, I'm not going to double any of the recipes. I'll just do a little bit of everything so we have different ones, just so we don't have, you know, a ton. Now I might do some freezer meals because, you know, Christmas is a little insane. So do some freezer meals, stick them in the freezer, and then it's just going to be easier to just get out. I might do some marinated chicken, so then when we take it out, the chicken's already marinated. So then I just have to do, like, you know, pasta or rice or potatoes or whatever. Maybe when I do the list for Christmas cooking, maybe I can make a list of different meals we can make for December. And then if any of them I can do freezer meals, do that. I know the other night we had bought 2 huge packages of hamburger from Costco, and we were going to do both packages, but we started really late. I had a live with my patrons, and after that we started making meatballs and it was at night, my live. So we ended up doing Swedish meatballs. Like that night we made the sauce, and then we made, I don't even know how many meatballs. So now the meatballs are done, so I can just take them out and thaw them out, you know, and then cook them, and then just make the sauce that night. You know, that's not too bad. And we ended up just freezing the rest of the hamburger for the second batch. We're like, you know what? We use hamburger for everything. So we'll just go and get another big thing of hamburger and I want to make sweet and sour meatballs. So that'll be another big thing that I'll have in the freezer. But I'd like to make, so if you have any favorite freezer meal that tastes good, that's the thing, that tastes good once you thaw it out and cook it, you know? I don't want it to taste like those freezer meals that you buy from the grocery store. Like that's, meh. I want it to be good. Just share the name of the recipe, and then I can Google and find, you know, something similar, or, you know, if you have a link would be easy to share. That would be awesome. So when I make a list of the cookies, I'll make a list of the different meals, and then maybe take like a Saturday or a Sunday. Actually, this weekend would be the perfect time. So maybe this afternoon. Oh, I forgot one of those. I'm going to have to come back and do that. What was the symbol, or what was the DMC number for that? This one right here. Let's do it while I know where it is. I don't want to take out a whole bunch. But I'll just, it flipped. Okay, gently, and put it there. So yeah, maybe this afternoon I can make a list of some meals and maybe make some this weekend. That'd be pretty cool. Get a few, there's another one. Okay, that wasn't good. And I had 2 out. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one there in case I find another one. Yep, I did already. Here's another one up there. So yeah, maybe this afternoon I can do that. I've been doing tons of lists because I said I was going to share a list of different pictures to take in the month of December. Now I've had people send me, you know, on YouTube the list of photos to take. So it was, you know, fairly easy because I just copy and pasted it in the document, and then I just uploaded the file, which was nice. So I did it. I did it on December 1st, so that's awesome. So I'll try to make a list of cookies and a list of meals. I don't know when I'm going to share that on my Facebook group though. And I have to write a recipe too, because I was during the virtual crop, I was telling them about a dish that I make, sesame chicken, and everybody wants the recipe. And I was like, oh, I'm sure I shared it before and I cannot find it. So I have to type it out. So I got to do that. So that's something I got to do either this afternoon or this weekend. I should really write down everything I want to do, right? That's the only way I can get everything done. Make a list and then check off as you get them done. And what I should do, oh, this is a good idea. I'm going to write down the list of the cookies I want to make and stuff, and I'm going to incorporate that in my December daily. And then next year, I can go and pull that list out and say, hey, here we go. I can just look at this list and here are all the cookies I want to do, or all the recipes I want to do. Because when I go to my mom, I usually make a jalapeno dip, which is so good, and a veggie dip. That's usually what I bring. So we'll be making those again this year if we are allowed to get together. Okay. There we go. I think we're just gonna finish this color. I'm gonna stop it here because all that list making that I was doing right now, I got a lot to do today. I got a lot to do. So I better go start that. And there's a few things that I didn't even mention. I have to go upstairs and also do a day of December daily, or a couple days, I should say. And I have to do a video for Patreon too, on top of everything else. So it's gonna be a busy day. I'll probably just finish around supper time. Oh, and by the way, those Swedish meatballs, oh, yum. They were delish. Delish. Okay, I'll do this. Get this done. Okay. So I'm definitely gonna try, the word being try, to upload at least one video a week of diamond painting. And it'll be on the weekend. Like this one will probably go up on Sundays. Here we go. It's funny how sometimes you don't have any content and you don't know what video could I do, and then all of a sudden you have so much content that you could upload two, three times a day, which would not be good. So I'm limiting it most days to once a day. There is a couple times I do twice, but I'm gonna try and limit it to once a day. Okay, let's get these that are just on the edge here, just because I have this many left here. And instead of putting it back in the container, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a little bit that's there. So don't forget, if you have a link for certain recipes, cookie recipes, freezer meal recipes, please share it in the description box below. And I'm going to try them out, and then I'll try to, on my Facebook group, do a plate, in the files, I'm going to do, favorite cookie recipes and favorite freezer meal recipes. Okay, that's it. All right, I did quite a bit today. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to end it here. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.